Hi, it's Yash. This is I had a good idea come to me about the difference between like female attraction, for guys, and then male attraction for women, and it's a huge difference. Like the girls don't feel this deep, seemingly uncontrollable attraction toward us, like like we could toward them. See, they have a different software program. They're attracted, sure. You know what could get them real excited, maybe? Like if you fit their designer kit profile of the type of guy that you meet all their checklists, they could definitely get excited. Maybe more excited than we could get just at their being attracted to their physical beauty. But anyway, it's like part of this software program that guys have. There's mosquitoes out. Is that the hypnotic state that we can feel when a girl's giving us attraction. The average guy's just done. He's just done. If she lays it on him, like does a little thing and really acts like she's attracted, he's done, man. She can do whatever she wants with him, for the most part, and they know that. They can work that. I don't remember where I was listening to some girls talk. This was years ago, but they were making fun of guys. They're like, all I got to do is just wear like some, bra that's a couple sizes too small, and the guys they're gonna just trip, man. I can, like guys are just obsessed with the body, or I can wear some really tight pants, and then my ass will pop out more. And they were just making fun of how guys were just suckers for this shallow level of a physical body. I like what Shivananda said. That was like the first brahmachari book I read. I was like 22. Swami Shivananda in India. I went to his ashram. I didn't stay there. It was just too aesthetic for me. But in his book, I don't even remember the name of it. It was a good first book. I'm more tantric lineage as opposed to aesthetic, meaning aesthetics more like you just look down, don't even be tempted, don't touch a girl, don't let her touch you. And tantra's more like, no, you can experience all these things, but you stay conscious, you don't lose yourself in the experience. And that's real transcendence. So I'm a proponent of that. What was he saying though? He was saying like, what I'm saying about how guys are just were hypnotized by the physical form of a woman, and he's like, think about it, like you're hypnotized with and obsessed with this vagina, but you know how much. Let's look at what's inside it: blood, pus, mucus, all like this is what you want, and on top of that. This body that looks so seemingly beautiful in this moment, just fast forward a little bit, and that thing's gonna be dead. And if it's not buried or cremated, the vultures will take care of it. This is what we're so obsessed with. And I've told the story before about. I'll just say it quick. There was a realized woman who. In India, they marry you off, like you just get married. That's part of the deal. Now the modernism's kind of catching up with that, and they're a little more flexible. They kind of choose, but that's the big cities. The villagers, they still marry. It's just they're going to find the man a wife and vice versa. That's what they do, and they work it out with astrology and all that. Anyway, there was a realized woman, awakened being, who was a woman. She was married off to a man who wasn't realized, and he was totally obsessed with her because she was just super hot, you can say. And he just couldn't stop obsessing about her, and she could feel his eyes just full of lust. He couldn't help it. He couldn't do it, and he always wanted to have sex, and she didn't want to because he was coming from a lustful place. It wasn't a sharing. It wasn't like, let's meet each other on the deepest level and merge. It was more like he was just wanting to get off. So she didn't want to do it, but what to do, because he keeps obsessing about it, and this is her husband. They don't just divorce there. But she's awake, so So consciousness gave a really good idea via wisdom. And she said, listen, I'm going to have sex with you as much as you want, but you have to follow these instructions, all right? I'm going to take a 10-day leave of absence. I'm going to go into seclusion in my room. You can't come in here and bother me, all right? I'm going to, and then after when I come out, I'm all yours, man. Whatever you want to do. He's like, yeah, I'm down. All right. I won't peek on you. I won't knock on the door. I won't do anything. So for those 10 days, she dry fasted, and she took enemas. And so she didn't eat any food, anything. And on top of that, she was taking enemas. So she was excreting basically her whole body. And every time she had a bowel movement, she'd go in this bucket. And she'd save the bucket. So after 10 days, she came out of the room, and he didn't even recognize her. Face was all sunk in, eyes sunk in, body lost its shape. And she gave him this bucket. She says, this is your beauty. This is what you want. And some light bulb went off. He had an awakening. She helped him wake up. And that's a strong story, isn't it? And then he prostrated before her. He says, you're no longer my wife, you're my guru. And then they probably lived happily ever after. So this is that story, I just like it. But this is what we're dealing with. We're dealing with this strong program that you can say the universe instilled in us so that we can keep this show going, you know. I was in Thailand though. Man, I mean, I fell for this too. You see, I'm in Thailand. Now in Thailand, see, in India they have a meditation center on every corner. It's become really merchandised now. And in Thailand, they got a massage center on every corner. And you got all these girls standing outside trying to lure you in. And I remember when I first got there, their comments like, oh, sexy man, you're so sexy. And they'd smile. And I thought they liked me. I was like, whoa, they see me. Like, they like me. They really, all of them, like, wow, how can so many girls like me? How do they all see me? In America, in LA, I didn't get that attention. I'm like, I'm home now. I found the right spot. Like, these people see me, you know? And also when I was staying at a hostel, I noticed, see, the guys would, they'd go to the bar, they're called bar girls, and they'd pay for the girl. And by the way, these girls aren't forced into this. They're enjoying their job, you know. Now they have some situations, but they're not in public. You know, you have to go deep in the inner city, and then those girls are, you know, that's a different story. Like, they're forced into it. You got to have a link to get in there and all that. But I'm talking your average, just in the public place. These girls, man, they're happy what they're doing. And they get drunk because they're young, you know. They're like, hey, I'm getting drunk, I'm getting paid, I'm having sex, I can buy my mom stuff, I can get a new phone. My friend's working at the department store, you know, and I make more than her in one night than what she makes in a week or 2 weeks or a month, right? So I interviewed him because I wanted to know, like, what's going on here, you know. I like studying the human psyche a little bit. So these guys, I would notice, I'm in my room in my guest house. I never did that, by the way, because there's no allure. It's like, it's just too much of a business transaction. Like, here's the money, okay, you're going to come with me. And so I just couldn't do that. I'd go to some massage parlors, and then it kind of segued into things. And then if they didn't charge me either, then I was like, oh, they really like me then. You see, it made more sense. But that wore off too, because then after a while, I'm like, well, wait, they're using me for sex. Like, I don't want to be used. They don't like me. They like what I'm packing. You see? So it didn't work either after some time. But I had to burn through all these desires and karma. So look, I'm in the guest house. I hear the guy and the girl come back, you know, at night. And they're happy. Everybody, they seem happy, you know, and they're laughing. And I'm like, damn, maybe you can buy love, you know. They seem really happy. And then the next morning, total opposite. They're not happy anymore. He's pissed off, she's pissed off. And I realized it's because of this. The guy thinks she really likes him. He's giving her the money just because he's helping her. Right. It's not about the money though. No, she just really likes him. And so then he's, okay, I'll help you. Yeah, because you really like me. But in the morning he finds out that's not true. She wants to leave. She's got her money. She did her job. Now she's out, And he's like, what happened? Like, what do you mean? What are you doing? She said, yeah, I'm going to go out now, well, are we going to hook up later? No, I mean, what do you mean? You paid for one night. And then all the hell goes down then, So, but you know what I realized? This is the core issue in all relationships, actually. Not on such gross level. It's much more subtle and refined and sophisticated, There's a lot of sophisticated prostitution happening in marriages and relationships. They don't call it out. I called it out with this last girl I was with. I'm like, you're just a high-class escort. Like, what am I doing here? You should have told me that at the beginning. And then I realized, no, you knew. I knew. I didn't listen to it because I had some karma with her and I wanted to experience her. And I had a good time, man. It was fun. Like, our chemistry was really good and everything. But that time is finished. I don't have any, not interested anymore. So it's like that's what happens. A guy, if he could vocalize it, he'd say when the relationship, a lot of times when it ends, this is really what's happening. Not all the time, there's no absolute, but I'm just saying. If the guy could vocalize, he'd say, I thought you loved me for me. Like, and then she'd say, well, if you loved me, you'd do more for me. You'd be wanting to do all this stuff I want you to do. So you see, that's it in a nutshell. That's that. But they're not aware of it on that root level. They think it's about something else and how you're treating me and all that stuff. They don't go to the root level. That's the problem. So the successful relationships are when, like, somehow the guy and the girl, it's like they accept this thing that I just shared. The guy accepts that's what she wants. She accepts that what does she accept? Oh, she accepts that she's going to give him attention, and it's not like she doesn't love him, but her love's very conditional. So anyway, all that's accepted. Usually unconsciously, though. It doesn't matter, though. If it's really accepted, then it's going to work. The guy will do what he does and take care of her and buy her stuff and all that, and then she's going to love him for that, and he's going to love that she loves him, and that's it. It's more of a simple, a little more, simple. Can I say simple-minded? I'm not trying to offend people who are married or in a relationship, but like, what are we going to do? Like, this is the title of the video. So disclaimer, I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying. All right. So we have to be in relationships. We have to try all this stuff out, and it's a great experience, man. I loved it. Like, it was so rich because I've been with. I don't get into a relationship unless the chemistry's off the chart. So I had a few of those, and I'm good, satiated forever. So. Now, so that's when a relationship can be successful, is when there's some unconscious acceptance of it. If there was conscious acceptance, they wouldn't work. The other, my favorite, is when both beings are conscious or awake enough that they realize these software programs and the law of dynamics between male and female. And so, see, when you're aware of something, you're at a higher vantage point. You're not stuck in it because there's awareness, there's space. So then those two beings can really love each other from the heart. That's a karmic situation, though, you see. Like, they're just destined to meet. They already know that also. It's like, yeah, we're just supposed to, we've done this before, let's do it again. Let's enjoy. Thank you, God. Thanks, appreciate that. We're going to enjoy this human existence with each other without all the drama. Now, drama can still come up, Of course, because we're in this human body, we have an emotional body, and this is just the way it is. But they don't take it so serious. And then later they can kind of laugh it off and like, damn, female instinct came up. Did you see that? And the guy's like, yeah, I saw it. And then vice versa. That's a healthy, high-level relationship. I can do those all day long. Hard to find, though. All right. Hope that helped you. Leave me any questions you have. Take care.